Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and today I'm going to be talking about my experience with applying to universities in the Netherlands. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So first of all, I applied to study in the Netherlands because most of the universities there do have a different approach to their learning. So in the UK, you would attend lectures, you would have seminars, you had seminars, small groups, and then most of it's independent learning. But from my research, from what I have gathered, it's more of a problem-based solving kind of way of teaching and educational experience. So everything's more focused about small groups and really making sure that you challenge everything that you learn. Moving on to the actual application process. So first of all, I did spend a couple of all-nighters even researching this. So I used something called Studelink to apply to the universities that I wanted to go to in the Netherlands. This is similar to UCAS in the UK, and so basically what you do is you enter all your personal information, for example your name, date of birth, education experience, and you create an account on Studelink, and then you research into what universities you would like to go to, and then obviously you click to apply to them and whatnot. I didn't have a DGID account. I don't know what that is, so I just created an account without one. Obviously with UCAS you have one personal statement and they send that to all the 5 universities you apply to, whereas in Netherlands with Studelink you apply to the university individually, and so you have to cater your personal statement or your CV to that university, and so the experience is much more time consuming, but I guess it is worth it in the end if you really do want to study in the Netherlands. So the 3 universities I applied to were Maastricht, Utrecht and Groningen.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these names correctly. I have no idea, but forgive me if I am not, but that's just the way I interpret them to be sounding like.
For Maastricht, I applied for their problem solving based learning system, which is so much different and it's actually quite unique. It was definitely going to be a change in experience in terms of the learning style, the environment, the country, everything. And keep in mind guys, even with the UK universities I applied to, they're all outside of London. I want to get out of here. Don't worry, nothing's happening, it's just I feel like for university I would really like a change of scenery. With Maastricht I applied to study European law. With Groningen I applied to study international and European law, a bachelor's degree, and with Utrecht I thought I applied to study a bachelor's degree in European law. However, after I sent in everything to the university, when they came back to me with like individual meetings and just an introductory course, it said that I had applied for my master's. Like guys, you're meant to complete your master's after your bachelor's, so that's usually your undergraduate. So I was really surprised by this, and so in the end I did have to cancel my application to Utrecht, which was a shame, but I had to do that because there's no way I can study a master's without studying a bachelor's beforehand. With Groningen University, obviously as I said before, I applied to study international and European law. I think I applied back in November, December, and I heard back from them in February, and they had said that I had been conditionally admitted to their program on the basis that I graduate from 6th form.
Maybe I read the letter wrong, but that's all their entry requirements.
And someone did say to me that it is easier to get into good universities in the Netherlands, but it is much harder to stay. So that does make sense, but obviously I needed to double check my grade requirements because it is quite odd that they would only require me to graduate from 6th form, and on the letter that they gave me they did not require me to get any A stars, A's, but based on the website and the research I completed, a minimum grades I think of like CCC is what they needed for me to enroll on their course. With Maastricht University, obviously I applied to European law and I'm still awaiting to hear from them. I think it might be too late. I did want to study in the Netherlands, but given the pandemic and obviously me just actually reflecting and thinking about my career, I think for now I do want to practice law in the UK, and all the programs that I did apply to in the Netherlands were not qualifying in the UK, and so I would have to take a GDL, which is a conversion course course after I would have completed my studies in the Netherlands. And for the GDL, sometimes you do have to pay for the GDL and you can get funding for that, but I think it is quite competitive. And so I had a really deep think, and alongside this, to study in the Netherlands, I did have to sort out my visa, my student visa, my right to work if I did want to take a part-time job in the Netherlands while studying, how I was going to finance my education, because obviously there isn't student finance cannot fund my education for studies in the Netherlands, so I would have to look at scholarships and grants. And at this time I had no idea where to start, and I did not find anything that could suit my studies in this area. So I had a lot of things to sort out, and obviously with me really wanting to work in the UK, I ultimately decided to cancel all 3 of my applications, obviously one being me applying for the wrong course. Despite everything that was good about the universities, I did have to cancel my application just because in terms of my career, I think it would have been best if I actually study in a UK university. And also we do have the choice to study European law in a UK university, but I did not choose that, and so I really had to think to myself, and I do think that my interests do lie with law and criminology, so I will stick to that for now. After I received my acceptance letter from Groningen, they emailed me about a compulsory LLB matching thing. What happens here is that you are given, a few lectures, and you have to complete assessments which usually take around 2 hours, and you usually have to do this by 30th of March, and my exam date was on the 23rd of March. I accidentally missed this date because I forgot it was happening here and I was really busy on that day, and so I was not able to complete this. But this is compulsory by the Dutch government, so if you are looking to study in the Netherlands, it is something you have to do to study on their program, otherwise your application will be revoked. With me not being able to sit the compulsory exam and me realizing that I wanted to practice in the UK as a lawyer, I decided to cancel my applications. Now, some of you may be thinking, then why did you apply in the first place? I think it was a really good learning experience, actually being able to even have the opportunity to study abroad. And don't get me wrong, I may apply to study in the Netherlands in the future, but I don't think that will be happening in the foreseeable future, as I will be studying law with criminology. Another video will be coming out about that, and I will be talking about my UCAS experience. But for now, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to see my journey, my educational journey. I do think that this YouTube channel is moving into more vlogs and educational life, but we will see. My hand gestures, wow. I hope you guys stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!